Good morning and good evening everyone, depending on what time you're watching this video. So today we are going to do the Osborne practice paper 1 questions. So I'm going to do all the 3 tasks, 2.1, 2.2 and 2.3, and you will need to complete them in your own time. Now previously last week I have done the AAT sample assessment from 2016 papers. So let me show you those papers once. So these were the papers we completed last week. First one was there was a pivot table in the first one, and then in the second one we did I think flexible budgets, and in the third one we did a FAPR question using the appropriation account and so on. Now there are 3 more questions after this one, which is mock assessment 2016. But I think I scanned these questions by mistake because these are the same questions as the AAT assessment 2016. If you read the questions, these are both the same questions. So because of that, I am going to skip through from pages 77 to up to 89. Okay, because these pages 77 to 89 are the same questions as the same AAT sample assessment for what we have already done the videos, the 3 tasks. Okay, if any of you want, you can redo those questions because those videos will be the same as the previous videos because all the values and everything are similar. I might have just scanned those questions by mistake. So now I'm going to continue ahead and going to do some questions from Osborne paper. Okay, so this is Osborne practice paper 1, and I'm going to do 3 videos today for task 2.1, 2.2 and 2.3. Now this question, Osborne practice paper 1, in your workbook, if you're following the PDF, it is in page 89, but if you have printed out the papers, it will be in page 45 onwards. Okay, so 89, I think it's 44, I think. Let me just scroll down to check the page number once. Yes, so page 89 if you're looking in the PDF, or page 45 onwards if you have a printout. Okay, so there'll be 3 tasks again, 2.1, 2.2 and 2.3, and I'll do 1 video for each of the tasks. Okay, and this is the first video for the task 2.1. I have already copied the question into my Excel sheet, so I'm not going to show this PDF anymore. So what we are doing today is Osborne practice paper 1, and then we are doing the task 2.1. So let's take a look. So this is the task 2.1 from the Osborne practice paper 1. They wanted you to download the assessment data, which I already have. I'm going to send you these files along with the paper. Okay, so they want you to download the Tutor Zone practice assessment 1 task 2.1 data, which I have downloaded. Tutor Zone practice assessment 1 task 2.1 data. And then let's see what we need to do in this particular task. But when I'm sending these papers to you, I'm going to say change the file name so that it looks simpler. I'll just say Osborne practice assessment 1 2.1, Osborne practice assessment 1 task 2.2 and so on. Okay, so they wanted to rename the file using your first name, your last name, your AAT number, date and the number of the task. You know how to do that. High degree of accuracy is required. You must save your work as an XLS or XLS file. So you have to save it as an Excel workbook when you finish your work. Open your renamed spreadsheet. In this worksheet called summary, column D needs to show the quantity of each finished goods inventory item that Elite Garden Furniture holds in total across the 2 warehouses. So we have a summary sheet here. In this summary sheet, they have given you different items of stock what the business have sold. They told you the selling price of this item, but they did not tell you how much quantity has been sold by this particular business. How much quantity they sold is not given to you, but they gave you the cost. Okay. Using copy and paste link on the data, not consolidate function. We have not learned consolidate function. I will show you this one day when we are in the classes. But here they want to use copy paste link. Okay, using copy paste link on the data from the worksheets for each of the two warehouses, so that column D shows the total number of each item of finished goods inventory held. So this is goods held, not sold, sorry. So we want to know how much in total the stock is held. But in order to know how much in total the stock is held, you need to add the data from finished goods warehouse 1 and then add data from finished goods warehouse 2. And when we add these two together, it is going to show you the total inventory. Okay, there you say use copy paste link, but instead of doing copy paste link, we will use the adding of the data from the two sheets. It will still work as the same copy paste link. Okay, start with the equal to sign here. First go to finished goods warehouse 1, select the data what you need, plus finished goods warehouse 2 and select the data what you need and press enter. So when you come here, the data is coming. Okay, now just to check if the copy paste link has been done or not, you change any value over here. Okay, so this one was 10. If you change it to 20, this one should become 42. Okay, let's just check that if it is working or not. Okay, so if we change this to 20, this one has become 42. So that means the link is working. Okay, so you don't have to copy paste a link, because if you copy paste a link for each and every one of this data, it is a long data, so it will take ages. Okay, so when they say copy paste link, you can still do this, but just to check if the link is working or not, that is if the other data is changed, if this is changing or not. Okay, so we added the finished goods warehouse 1 data with the finished goods warehouse 2 data to calculate the total number of stock held. For the first column we calculated. Move to the corner of the column and double click so that it will calculate the same data for all the remaining stocks also. Okay, so everything is now calculated. Let's see what is the next step. In column of the same worksheet, use a formula to calculate the total cost of each inventory item and show the total cost of all inventory held. So we need to now calculate the total cost of each inventory item and calculate the total cost of inventory held. So they gave you the total cost of each inventory item already. In column F, you need to calculate the total cost of each inventory item held. So that will be quantity available multiplied by the cost. Move to the bottom of the button, double click to calculate for the remaining cells. So that is the A and B parts of the question now completed. Sorry, just the A part. Let's see what does they want now. To identify the high value items, the summary worksheet needs to be filtered. So now we need to find out high value items. So in order to do that, we need to filter the summary sheet. Use the filter function on the summary worksheet and filter the table by total cost, low to high. So they want you to filter and they want to show from low to high, that is in ascending order. Okay, so first let's apply the filter. Now when you are applying the filter, as I told you, you don't select the whole sheet, you only select the headings. So select the headings, sort and filter, and apply filter. And now in this total inventory sheet, they want you to do ascending order. Okay, that is low to high. If they want high to low, that will be descending order. Okay, so click on here and say sort smallest to largest, so that is low to high. Click on that and you can see the data has all been sorted. Amend the font color in column F for items above 10,000 to blue. Now they want you to do some formatting so that any items which are above 10,000 are sorted in blue color. Okay, so that is done using conditional formatting. So highlight everything in column F, conditional formatting, new rule, format only cells that contain greater than or equal to 10,000 into blue. So go to the format and change the fill color to blue and say OK and OK. And you can see all the values which are above 10,000 have changed their boxes into blue color, but the other values, the boxes are remaining plain. So we highlighted all the values which are above 10,000. An analysis is required of the value of inventory that Elite Garden Furniture holds of each line. How many lines they have? I think they have different lines of products available, isn't it? They have armchairs, they have sofas, they have 4-seat corner sets, etc. They want some analysis of how many different lines of data they have. Okay, again turning that through pivot charts. As Kabir is considering discontinuing the Derby range because it is not sold very well this year. So one of this range, this is a line they're calling York, Stratford, Chester, Ascot, Derby, etc. So they want to continue this Derby range because they feel that it is not getting sold very well. So in order to decide if it is not selling very well or not, they want to analyze this data. For the inventory items in the summary sheet, insert a pivot chart and pivot table into the new worksheet. Produce a pivot chart for the total inventory value by range. So they want to see for all the inventory items in the summary sheet. So that is for all the inventory value. They want to see how much stock is held and the inventory value by range. So that is what we want to do. We want to develop a pivot chart showing the inventory value by range for all the stock whatever is available. So go to the summary sheet. Select the first cell of your data. When you are doing pivot table, you don't need to highlight the whole table. You select the first cell, it will select it automatically. So we are doing pivot table. So insert pivot chart and pivot table. Always in a new worksheet. Say OK. Now redecide what do we want to see. First they only want to see Derby range. Okay. So drag this range into the filter because you will be able to filter it to only show the specific data whatever we need. Then the total inventory cost into the values because that's the data we want to show. And maybe the description into the axis. One minute, let me read the question once again. Sorry, not here. Sorry guys, a little misunderstanding of the question. They only want to see inventory range and inventory value. So they don't need this description at all. So remove the description from here and put the range in the axis category. That's it. They only want to see the inventory range and the inventory value for each and every data. Okay. So we copied the inventory range and the inventory value. And what they were telling is true. You can see Derby is being sold the lowest. Ascot, Chester and Stratford and York with all the other ranges of inventory have been sold a lot. So they want to discontinue Derby because it is not been selling very lot. Okay. So we created the pivot table and we dragged the range and the sum of total inventory investment into the respective fields to develop the chart. Now let's see what else do they want us to do. Rename this worksheet into inventory analysis by range and change the chart to 3D pie type. So they want to change the name and they want to change the chart type also. So rename this worksheet to inventory analysis by range and they want to change this chart into 3D pie. Inventory analysis by range. So let's go back to the sheet. Change the file name inventory analysis by range. inventory analysis by range. Anytime you are typing and if this text is coming below each other, just drag this and make this box a little bit longer, and then the text will fit into the single cell. And now they want you to change this chart type to 3D pie. Okay, so select this chart, go to the design over here on the top, and then there will be a certain element to change chart type over here. So add chart element, change colors, etc. And you can see here, change chart type. Okay, so click on this, and they want a pie chart. Click on the pie chart, but they don't want a 2D pie, they want a 3D pie. So this is a 2D pie here. This next one over here is a 3D pie. So select 3D pie and say OK. And you can see now the chart has been converted into a pie chart. Next, what do they want us to do? Change the Derby segment only to bright orange and 3D rotate the pie so that the Derby segment is shown at the top of the pie. So they want to change the Derby segment into bright orange, and they want to rotate the chart so that the Derby segment is at the top. Change it to bright orange and rotate it. So you can see Derby currently is in green. You can see that from here it's in green, but they want to change it to orange. Click on the pie. You can see all the pies are selected. Only select the Derby pie by clicking on it again. Only that one is selected. Now right click and change the fill color, and they want it to be bright orange. So that is red, bright orange. Let's try. Think this can be bright orange. And say OK. And now they want you to rotate it so that this one comes at the top. Okay, so that is 3D rotation. Right click on the chart and click 3D rotation, and try to rotate it by moving these buttons over here, X rotation and Y rotation. So it's going on to the top now, and Y rotation will move it up or down. Let's do a little bit of Y rotation also, and you can see it more clearly now. Derby range is in bright orange and is it at the top. How did we do the rotation? We right click, selected 3D rotation. X rotation will rotate it just round, and Y rotation will bring it up or down. Okay, so these are the two rotations which you can do. Let's see what else they need to do. Add numbers to the segments in format thousands, comma with a pound sign and no decimal places. Extract or explode only the Derby segment from the rest of the pie chart. Resize the pie chart so that all elements can be clearly seen. Okay, so they want you to put some values into this chart, and these values should be in this type of format: currencies, thousand separator but no decimal places. And then extract or explode only the Derby segment out of the chart. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. First, let's add some values to this pie chart. Add data labels. Add data labels. And now you can see these data labels have been added, but it is showing decimal places. Okay, so select the data label, right click and say format, and you can see over here formatting. Scroll down to see what type of number formatting you want. Click on the number here. Now we want a currency format, so the pound sign will come, but they don't want any decimal places, so remove the 2 and type 0 over there, and that will format it into the required information. It is coming in the pie chart, so if you want you can put it on the outside end So that way it will come out of the chart, so the data also can be seen very clearly. So that is done. We can close this one now. We can close this pivot chart fields also. We don't need that information anymore. Make the chart bigger. And now they want you to extract or explode the Derby range. That means they want you to bring this part out of the pie chart. Okay. So just select that one. Press your mouse button and drag it out. And that's it. That is called pie chart explosion or extraction, where you are bringing one part of the pie chart outside the chart to show the lowest value. Because you can see this is only been sold to the quantity of 71,248, where the others have been sold a lot. Okay. Continuing. Resize the pie chart. We done that. Add the following title to the chart: total inventory by product range. Again, they want to change the chart title. Move the chart legend to the bottom right hand corner. They want to change the chart name again. Total inventory by range, I think this time. And they wanted to move this chart, this index, to the bottom right hand corner. Okay. Bottom right hand corner. Just move it here. And that's it. Done. And that is all the chart work. Task C completed. Task D. Go to finished goods warehouse 1 and protect D3 to D92 using password 31st March 2016. Repeat this production for finished goods warehouse 2 to cells D3 and D92. They want us to do cell protection again. We have learned already how to do cell protection in some of the previous questions. So let's repeat that again. They only want to protect the cells from D3 to D92. So first, unlock all the cells. Format cells, protection. Unclick the locked and say OK. Now only lock the cells what you want to protect from D3 to D92. Right click, format cells. Now lock them. Say OK. Now without changing anything, go to the review. Go to view. Where is my review? Yes, in the review, protect sheet. Password 31st March 2016. Say OK. Password again 31st March 2016. OK. See if it is working. Others, you can enter any data whatever you want. Here it will say it is protected. Okay, so only protected D3 to D92. Want the same for the warehouse 2 also. Repeat the same thing. Select everything. Format cells. Remove the protection first. OK. Select only the data what you want to protect. D3 to D92. Right click. Lock them. And then protect sheet. 31st March 2016. OK. 31st March 2016. And OK. And that's it. Check again. Anywhere you can type. Here you are not allowed to. Okay, so cells are now protected. This cell protection comes quite a lot in your examination, so it's very important to remember how to do this. Select the whole sheet, unlock the cells, only lock the cells which you want to protect, and then go to review protect sheet. Okay, now that is the part D done. Part E, go to inventory analysis by range worksheet and insert a footer showing today's date, the name of the worksheet and the name of the file. Inventory analysis by sheet worksheet is the sheet with your pivot chart. They did not mention that very clearly. So this one, change the sheet name also, rename inventory analysis by range. Now in this sheet they want to include a footer. Okay, now what do they want to include in this footer? Sorry, I got an extra sheet here, I'm removing it. So let's see, what do they want to include in this footer? Insert a footer showing today's date, the name of the worksheet, and the name of the file. You should not be typing this by yourself. Okay, you should be creating a footer to include these things by default. Okay, so go to this sheet and go to File, Print, and Page Setup. Okay, go to File, Print, and Page Setup. See, you can see the chart is getting cut over here. First change the layout to landscape orientation. Now you can see the whole chart much clearer. Also try to fit into one page. So landscape fit to one page width and one page wide. And now they want to include a footer. So go to this section, header and footer, and you want to include a custom footer. Okay, they did not ask for a header, footer. So in the footer, what do we want? First we want today's date. So do not type date, right? Today and open and close brackets. Sorry, today's date. So you have here this one, that is today's date. Okay, so if you select that, it will show today's date automatically whenever you are printing it. So if you print it after 1 year, that date will come rather than today's date. Okay, so today's date means the date on the day when you are using this. Then they want the file name here. So you will have a file name over here. Insert file name. And then they want the sheet name also. So insert the sheet name. So everything is selected from the default options. You are not typing everything. Say OK and OK. And when you see that, you can see date is coming, file name is coming, and the sheet name is coming. So whatever is your file name, the same data will be showing over here. So if you change your file name, that name will come down over here. Okay, so that is your including of the footer. So you went to File, Print, and click on Page Setup and go to Headers and Footers to include the custom footer whatever you need. Say OK and go back to the main page. It will not show you any footers over here. Footers will only be visible when you are printing it out. Okay, so it will not show it here, but in the examine section, when they want to check it, they can still go to the print and they can see if you have included the print footers or not. And that is the completion of this task. I think 2.1 is finished. Thank you.